Welcome back to Logan and Miguel Interacting. And as you know, we don't need to say our names. I mean, it's literally in the title. So you don't even need to know our names. You could probably figure that out. And this episode is going to be talking about what we have done in the time we have not posted because we haven't posted anything in a while. So you remember Scrap Mechanic, right? The game that I talked a lot and I thought was discontinued. Well, finally after 6 months, it got a update log, and they said that the new update is going to be somewhere near the summer of 2023. It's not certain, but it could be. Along with that game, the Mist game is also getting more update logs, and it'll be very cool when it comes out. With spring break happening, I had lots of fun and went to some pretty cool places. At the very start of the break, as soon as we got off school on Friday, I went straight to Brownwood. I didn't even go home or anything. I just went straight to Brownwood. Sadly, the place that we went to, because we weren't going to meet one of my dad's friends and just hang out for a couple nights, the place we met at to eat, the food was not great. So that was a bit of an understatement. But the next day, we went to a war museum in Abilene, and there was this strange thing with this museum. Not every museum has stuff like this, but it literally had a table that had all kinds of toys for little kids to play on, which I thought was pretty cool and funny because it's rare. And it was fun on the inside, and there was also outside parts. A lot of it was outside, and it was a very hot day. And I mean, it was really cool though. And yeah, I did actually go over to that play table and just messed around a little bit, just to see. After there, we headed back to the house, and we were just staying at there, and just we were just hanging out. That's literally all we were doing. The last day in Brownwood, we met more of my dad's friends, and that day was pretty boring because driving home was annoying and long. The next 4 days of the break were nothing but sitting at the house and doing nothing. Literally nothing. But the next day, on Thursday, actually Thursday night, we got my best friend to come over and played a little before we had to go to bed for what we were doing the next day, which would be really fun. And that brings me to on Friday, we went to two museums, and one was for the Civil War, and it was actually very cool. Some parts were interactive, and there was even like a scavenger hunt and everything. Sadly, you need to go to it before it closes, because if you don't, it will close at the end of 2023, which doesn't make sense because the owner should, instead of retiring and closing it down for good, he should just give it to one of his workers, one of his trusted workers, or family members. And the second museum that I went to was a World War II museum. And there was one of my dad's friends over there too. And they're doing something for their group, for my brother and my dad's group. And I'm thinking they're camping out over there or something. I don't really know. I'm not into that stuff. But both of them were really fun. I got a lot of pictures. Once we finished both museums, we went home, and before we went home, we looked for cap gun ammo because I got a cool looking cap gun. And we spent 2 hours on that just to find nothing. Then the next day, we literally found them. It doesn't make sense. But Saturday and Sunday were just also sitting around and doing nothing.
Recently, I spent my time playing all kind of games. Um, one game what I call Yours Bloons Tower Defense 6. If a game of monkeys with balloons. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I just mentioned it. By the way, it costs $6. But but a crown is for Minecraft, a game of cube. Every young noticed. Others like funny things that have happened is that one day my dog went down a sewer. It took us 2 hours to getting out, but now he's fine. We also went to Houston along of a kind of beach. I don't know, but halfway there we ran out of fuel. They had to take us but crane to a kind of gas station that was not really good. This is the most interesting and most summarized of what I was doing this time.
I have a quick question for you, Miguel.
What?
Was it stressful when your dog got out? Was it very stressful, or like were you worried heavily or not?
I totally worried. It's like dead, like dead. Phil.
Ah, that's never fun. Well, we hope you enjoyed
Why?
this episode of Logan and Miguel interacting. And make sure to subscribe to the Swarm Podcast. Bye.